traditional, but I think in science, especially in chemistry, I think it still works. Yeah, but in my perspective, maybe I need to remind. Yeah, currently we already develop many technology, many different kind of digital platforms, so maybe that can be incorporated to make the teaching and learning more fun. But I think at the end of the day, I will center on very few points about my style of teaching and my philosophy, what I want in my class. Yeah. Actually, to say the class and the students come and just study the subject in chemistry, especially in Sampoerna University, it's very hard for me to say that because there is no chemistry major over here. Yeah? So, in other words, it is better to say that, hey, how about you come into my class and then we will, besides just the subject of chemistry, I will also train you in another kind of skills probably. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe go to the next. Okay. Next maybe. Okay. So what I feel like this is what I also learned when I was in my study in the USA. So of course I cannot compare the university there and us here. In the USA, the professor, of course, will constantly challenging the students. Okay, and then of course in each and every class they have their own standard, so that you I used to achieve by this standard, and then that's the pass grade. Or if you want to be excellent, this is what you should do. Yeah, but of course there they can fail students. Yeah, they can just fail you. If they don't do well, they fail. Yeah. Of course, over here we have to try to encourage students to learn and understand, so that they will not fail. Okay? But still, I still need to keep this philosophy that the students need to be challenged. Okay? Because no matter what, at the end of the day, once they get out from this university, I tell my students, when you go outside, usually the work outside is now maybe harder than what you're going to face than in here in university. Yeah. For example, I tell students, for example, in your class maybe you can get 70%, 80%, yeah, you pass, right? Or 90%, then you get an A. Yeah. But let's say you go outside one day, you be maybe you have a company that says you're an employer. Yeah. You sell a product. If you have 80%, your product is 80% good, and then you have 30% defect. Yeah, that's not so good, right? That probably will lead to trouble. So you need to keep improve. Yeah, to get better and better, and that is a challenge. Okay, and even if you're working also, if you only reach, let's say, 80% of your KPI, maybe that is not as good, right? So you need to keep improving. Again, that is a challenge. So students, typically in my class, I challenge them with problems. Yeah, I give them chemistry problems, and then so the challenge can come with so many different things. It can come with the complexity of the problems, or maybe the quantity of the problem, or maybe the timeline. Yeah, so that the students will have some type of pressure, and then hopefully they can learn from it. Of course, I cannot give too much of pressure. Yeah, and there should be some balance that they learn, they understand, as well as there is a pressure there. Also, since I give problems, and maybe also same with another engineering, maybe there are, I don't know, maybe engineering also problem solving. Yeah, there is a problem, and this problem is solved. Yeah, in chemistry, of course, typically the questions are chemistry problems. Yeah, you need to solve many different kind of problems that you need to solve. They come with many different kind of complexity. So typically that's in my theory class. Yeah, in chemistry lecture. So just I give the knowledge, and then students, for example, Andrea or Lona, they have to come to the board more active. Okay. Then, okay, you guys need to be more active. We need to have somebody come to the board, maybe to solve problem, explain to the class, yeah? And of course, they will get few points, to have. It works, yeah? Also, at last, actually, before we get to the last point, so the beauty of chemistry is that in the class maybe it's not very active. Yeah, maybe I just telling the theory about the chemistry, the chemical reaction, what is the law, and so on. So it's not so much about it. But the beauty in chemistry is that, and students, most of them they do like it, but they come to the lab. Yeah. Now in the lab, that is different story. Yeah. Usually, I will not talk so much. It is the students that they will do the lab by themselves. They have to be very active in the lab. Yeah. Now they have to read the procedures, okay, and then they have to understand what they should do in the lab, okay. And of course, the beauty of the lab is that what they have learned in the class, they can see, they can visualize it in the lab. Okay, so they understand, okay, this is what I learned in the class, these are the theory behind it, and this is what I see in the lab. Okay. This is what I find. Students, also including me when I was a student, is that in chemistry, if you look at the lab and you read the procedure step by step, it's simply like, it's so simple. Yeah, it's just like, okay, you go to the book and then they tell you like you have to put it first, you use this, second, you maybe put 2 grams of sugar or salt. It seems so simple, right? You can follow just step by step, but actually when you go to the lab and then you start doing it and then you start having doubt, you say, do I use the correct equipment? Do I measure it correctly? Why the lab module say you should see orange color, but why I get red color? I already follow the procedures, right? So again, then students again have to think about it. They have to analyze, what did I do wrong here? It seems like easy. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. But again, in the experiment in the lab, usually it's not that easy. And that's how they learn. Yeah, they will have questions. They see something different. They already follow why something is, the output is different, and they have to start think about it and synthesize, and maybe they have to repeat until they get the correct solution for them. Okay? And of course, at last, all of lecturer would like to see, or the goal is to see the students successful. Yeah. So I tell my students that of course I will be very happy if you guys are very successful, even better than me. Then it's even better. Yeah. That's what my professor told me also. So he told me that of course if he will feel successful if he see me successful. Okay. So and a lot of my teaching experience actually and teaching style actually coming from when I was in graduate study. It is the first time I was placed in the role as staff teaching. Of course, it's not a lecturer yet. It's a teaching assistant, but we were given a responsibility to lead discussion and also to teach also. Yeah. So a lot of my teaching experience and style actually coming from Michigan State, and I just put up a picture over there, me in my research group, my professors and another research group, yeah, when I was in the Michigan State. Okay, maybe next slide. Okay, so to say that, okay, I want to see my students successful, so I just found this, Yana actually is ME actually, yeah. A lot of students that I know actually is mechanical engineering students because I work with them also in the final year project. So one of them is Yana. Also, I have students in the class these are students that are successful if they work hard, yeah, or if they want to learn. Yeah. Of course, Yana is just one of them. There are several of them. Yeah. Yana was working with me in the graphing project with Brain, and one of the students that really very resilient. Yeah, even though at the time was COVID, yeah, and we were locked down, but she was very determined to get the project done. Okay, and currently Yana is working with Oriba. Yeah, and I think now is already third year in Oriba, and I talked to her. She has been traveling to France, to Japan. Yeah, she got awarded by Oriba. Yeah, so I assume, or I think she is very successful now in her career. Okay, so I'm very happy for her. Okay, and these are just few slides of nowadays. Also because after COVID, there are many digital platforms that develop. Yeah, so I start to incorporate simulation also in the teaching. So students, when I talk so much of the equation, then they will get bored. Yeah, so I will also incorporate this platform called Ph.D. Yeah, from Colorado. So what the platform show is maybe some molecular movement. So actually it's visualization. So a student can see what happens if you, for example, if you hit the solution, what's the molecular behind why things is getting hot and why things is boiling. So they can see through the visualization from this platform. What's next? Okay, these are just my research journey. So not so much about teaching. Maybe I will pass to one of my students. Yeah, and Rian, maybe if you want to say something, maybe what your experience. Just say whatever you want to say in my class if you want.
I think most of them are right.
Huh? So I did say most of them I already explained. Yeah. And maybe Nona, maybe. See, I have a lot of students here. Yeah. Nona, and then Adila also. But maybe Adila is better because Adila is in biology, yeah? My biology class, so it's slightly different. No?
Iwan.
Okay. Maybe Nona say so many good things about Eka, but maybe you can say something different now, yeah? So we don't need to hear only positive, yeah? Maybe you can hear something different.
I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this, but one thing that I really remember from Sir Iwan's class, it's mainly about the small exercises in class. So sometimes when we are introduced to a new topic, like about protons, and then what are protons, and it's like he has in his slides, like the modules, it has like one A, B, C, and we can, who wants to answer A, who wants to answer B, who wants to answer C, and we can write them all in the whiteboard. And I think it's really helpful because sometimes he also says, for every each of you who answered this, you will get a point. So that is really helpful for me, and especially to understand about the topic, because he also said it reminds us that it's okay, it's okay to be wrong because we can always learn again. Thank you so much.
Okay, so again, chemistry, biology, physics is not everybody interested with those subjects. Yeah. So it's okay if some of the students take some time to understand the material, but I think up until now I never discourage the students or tell students, okay, I think you are not qualified in chemistry. So I think up until now I will try to help them until they understand, or at least they do well in the class. Yeah, it's not like in the USA. Yeah, in the USA it's different. And let me tell you this my experience when I was in the USA, my first semester. Yeah, in the USA, this is the professor. I was not chemist. I was a computer science. Yeah, so I was a computer science major, and then taking, I still remember, C++ programming 1. C++ programming 1. It is a summer semester, it is a short semester. And my first semester in the USA, and then the professor, I still remember, his name is Randy. And this is what he said. This class, you have 5 projects. And then we have 1 midterm, 1 final. I don't think there is a final, there is a midterm. And then the first, what he did was, he gave a project of hello world. Very simple, yeah? Hello world, create a hello world. So once the code is simple, everything is simple. Okay? Seems like so easy, yeah? And then second one is getting harder, right? You have to make a programming for arithmetic. So just like calculator, so you input 1 plus 1, give you certain kind of program, yeah? It's not complicated. And then the third one, the fourth one, and the funny thing about computer science is that there is a logic, and the logic is different from one person to another person. And so you cannot simply just cheat or look at others and then come up with no, you cannot do that because different people have different logic, right? So I don't have any computer background at all, and then I just right away jump into the class, and then I keep struggling until the last project. This is how the class structure, and this is how the professor said. If you work this last project, if you fix this part of the project, you get a C. It irrelevant to your midterm. Your midterm get 90, it doesn't matter. You get a C. If you work until the program can sort the alphabet, can sort the number, you get a B. If you work till the end, then you got an A. You just simply say like that. And here is the code. You just give the code to all of the students, and including me working with the project, yeah, struggling so much, yeah, struggling maybe they and the problem is you cannot ask your classmates, right, because they have their own approach, right? So you have to do it on your own. And until I cannot handle anymore, the due date is approaching. I need to pass the class because it's very expensive, you know. So I need to pass it, and I come to the professor almost every day until this is what he told me. You know, Iwan, this is the authentic programming one. Yeah? I know you understand the logic very well, okay? But if you're already struggling in this class, think about it. There is still C++2, C++3. What do you think of it? You know. So the professor just tried to tell you that maybe this is, of course, he doesn't tell you upfront like that yet, but he implied that maybe this is not your field. Yeah. So maybe you can try others. And of course, after that semester, I said goodbye and doing something else, yeah, something more conventional, yeah. Then I end up in chemistry, where I can read and then I can understand. Okay, I think I talked so much about me, and I think that's all from me.